Hi friends, so here is a question for me from Don Matthew on Hi-Fi Vision Forum. And he asks, I have currently got a Targa Harmony 212 SE and the initial plan was to get one more for dual sub configuration. Would you suggest going that way for balanced bass, or should I sell the Targa and get one of the better subs? Also, do you have any inputs on the tone winner subs? So let's talk about your subwoofer which you're having at present. Okay, so here is it. Right, it's priced for 54,000 rupees. And yes, the specifications says it's a 240 watt RMS class AB amplifier, and the frequency response is 23 to 200 hertz, and there is no plus minus 3 dB rating. Here it's a ported subwoofer, and yeah, the weight is decent. So why we check the weight is as we come to an idea of how rigid or how strong the cabinet would be. Now coming back to this thread, let's check your first post. So you are exploring subwoofers that cost under 1 lakh, and you will mainly watch movies. That's why you're preferring a ported one. So first of all, are you satisfied with Targa Harmony subwoofer? Have you placed it properly? Have you seen the frequency response you're having with this? And then coming to your room size, it's a pretty small room if it's a closed room. And you should always mention the room height. Why you need the room height is to simulate the subwoofer's frequency response in your room. So if you see this room equalised software, the length of the room is 13 feet, the width is 12 feet, and the height we don't know. So let's take it as 9.5 feet, or else let's take it as 9 feet. Now, if I place my subwoofer here on the right corner, or else you can place it on the left corner, the frequency response would be same on both the sides if you're seated at the dead center of your room. And as this is a home office and a media room, mix of all this, I think your primary concern would be great quality bass at a single seat. Like, or else you should have shared all the details, like there is a row of seat and you want great bass for the complete row. So for example, let's make it a row. Okay, so do you see the difference in the bass response for the people? Now if you move the subwoofer here, see the bass response is same till 80 hertz, and this is what you care about. However, there's one drawback. The power output of the subwoofer would be reduced if you move it from the corner to the center. So when you're placing your subwoofer on the corner, you get a boundary gain of one more wall, and it would be like having having the output of two subwoofers if you place it here, roughly two subwoofers. So yeah, as we thought that you may be needing this for a single seat, this would be the frequency response, and if you move your seat slightly further, then it will improve. So it depends on where is your MLP. So you need to share this also. Now coming back to your system, yeah, you have a 10N1800 AVR and with complete Targa Harmony 5-channel system. And sorry, not 5 channels, it's more than 5 channels. You have Atmos also. So people have been recommending you with SVS or tone winner subwoofers. So now, first finish your query. Then we'll move to the subwoofer you can choose. So if you're happy with a single subwoofer, then what I would do if I would have been in your shoes is simulate your room first, see the frequency response, and then fix the peak by using a tuned bass trap. Once you fix this peak, then you will be in a better situation or in a better position to analyze how your subwoofer is actually performing. Or else, what is going to happen is you have this subwoofer, then you go out to take a demo. When you're taking the demo, you may feel that wow, this subwoofer sounds awesome, and the subwoofer which I have is nowhere close to the one which I'm hearing. But the problem is you have not yet properly utilized your subwoofer. So place it properly, equalize it properly, set the volume levels properly, keep the crossover point appropriately, and it's very important to phase match your subwoofers with the speakers. Phase matching is super important. Please remember this. So once you have done all these things, then you can come to a conclusion that okay, this subwoofer is not sufficient for my room. But in my opinion, first I would do all these things properly, then only I would come to a conclusion that no, this is not a great sub and I need to upgrade. The reason is simple. Like even if you upgrade and you have a peak just like this, which you can see on your screen, then the whole upgrade procedure and spending 50-60K additional would be absolutely useless. And dual subwoofers, yeah, you would like to check it out, right? Okay. See, I've added one more subwoofer. Let's put the delay. There's no change. But I think if you add 2 more seats and you make it a row, then the complete row is having same frequency response with 2 subwoofers. Whereas if you have a single sub, now you see this variation. This is the variation you will see with a single subwoofer. So, but I think we should focus on a single seat right now. And yeah, I would be happy with such a frequency response before I equalize it and before I do all the acoustics for your room. So yeah, coming to the acoustics, you can equalize this and make it flat, right? Yes, it's a very easy thing to do. However, there's one drawback when you equalize it. Even though you're equalizing, there will be a trail. Trail means this particular frequency will play for a longer duration when compared to the rest of the frequencies. Okay, so if it's a thump which is starting and stopping quickly, the stop would be gradual, like it's just a bit of more exaggeration, but yeah, it will not be clean. So even though it's equalized, it's not going to be clean. That's the reason why you need to use acoustics to fix this. Okay. And yes, as you have 50K left with you, 50,000 left with you, I would recommend you to invest in the acoustics and in the Odyssey software, which is priced, I think, 200 USD. In that, spend there and do the proper subwoofer integration process so that after doing all this, I think you will not need to upgrade your subwoofer for a pretty long time, as it's a small room. And when you place it here, this 12-inch subwoofer is going to be really powerful and sufficient to play along with your speakers, as your speakers are not something which will go really high in SPL. So yeah, it's sufficient. There is no need to spend more. I think I have clarified on your queries, or on your or maybe I have clarified your future queries too. But if you have something very specific to ask, please post on the forum and I'll get back to you with the answer. So now coming to tone within our subs. So, okay, I have opened the website, but I'm not pretty clear on how this works. So I've opened this one more page and the parameters. There's a 12-inch subwoofer which says 20 to 150 hertz, and there's no okay. So yeah, we need to open a Indian website to check the price and the performance, like how they perform. So this is a Tomina SWD2000, which has 2000 watts of peak. So peak is nowhere useful. It's a 400 watt RMS class D, I believe. And if you see the frequency response, it says 16 to 240 hertz plus minus 3 dB. Okay, EC, we don't need EQ from your subwoofer, as you can do it using your AVR. So the frequency response, let's talk about this first. So is it a sealed subwoofer or a ported subwoofer? Yeah, it's a slot ported subwoofer, similar to the Targa, but yeah, it's more powerful. However, there's one drawback, and the drawback is this subwoofer is tuned very low, so you will have a lot of port noise coming from it. Okay, yeah. If it is true, if this is true, then you will have port noise surely from your subwoofer, from this subwoofer. And see, the driver looks okay to me, but yeah, overall I personally would never choose a 12-inch subwoofer which is tuned really low. And the reason is I don't want to sacrifice my 40 hertz to 80 hertz frequency for reaching such low frequencies, and I don't want any kind of port noise coming from my subwoofer. So yeah, this is my personal opinion, and I don't know if I have seen that a lot of people are happy with the tone within a subwoofers, but if you are planning to upgrade or maybe planning to switch, I don't know if it's actually an upgrade, but if you're planning for a switch, first of all, I personally feel that it will not make sense, as your room is small and you don't need this 140 watts of additional power. And then I don't know if it's going to perform well, like perform better than your Targa subwoofer. For your use case, please remember this is especially for Don Matthews' use case. So yes, now coming back to the post, I think, yeah, I've completed. So somebody has suggested SN to SV12. Yeah, it's a decent subwoofer, which even I would recommend over other competitors. Yes, I think, yeah, we have, I think, yes, we have covered it well. Now it's up to you to ask further questions if you have, as I didn't have the complete information with me to recommend a proper to recommend a complete solution to you. Okay, so I hope this helps. If you have any queries, please feel free to tag me and ask it on the forum, and I'll come with answer if I can. And if if it needs some learning, then I'll learn and then I'll come with the answer. But I'll make sure that I'm answering any questions you have which are related to home theaters, because I'm really, really passionate for home theaters.